Hi, this is Sergio, the Countdown Drawer. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As the name suggests, this channel will be all about creating graphic design artwork in countdown challenges against the clock. So first things first, why design against the clock? Well, the first reason is to share some tips, tricks and shortcuts that I have discovered over the years that can streamline your creative process and speed up your workflow. The second reason is to add a bit of tension and dramatic effect to a series of tutorials that could otherwise get a bit dull and technical. And the third reason is because I find it challenging and, to be honest, quite fun. So who doesn't like to have fun and maybe learn a new skill along the way? The software I will be using in all of my videos is Corel Draw, which is a vector generating software and is the equivalent of Illustrator from the Adobe suite. I have been working with the different versions of Corel Draw for over 10 years in the fields of advertising as well as graphic and product design. This video, which is my first, will be a demonstration of my abilities using this software and sort of like a pilot episode of a TV show that presents what my future videos will be all about. So here goes the 10 famous logos redrawn in 10 minutes challenge. Before I start the actual countdown, there's a couple of disclaimers that I'd like to make. First and foremost, I will try to say this one in a bold font. A logo design cannot be done in 1 minute. I am not trying to suggest that it can, nor do I want to create the impression that this is how a creative process should take place. What I am doing here is replication. It's basically tracing over a bitmap image in vector format, making a fully editable and scalable copy. There is no creative process involved. It is purely a technical procedure, and the point is to familiarize the viewers with the overall layout of Corel Draw and to showcase some of its features. Disclaimer number 2. This one is for the design geeks watching. Because I have just 1 minute to replicate each logo, to give myself a fighting chance, I have removed the lettering part of every brand and will only be redrawing their icons. Replicating their lettering is a much more time-consuming task. It can be done, and I will do it in my future videos when I have a bit more time. Also for the design geeks. Since I have so little time, there will most likely be small imperfections in my designs which I won't address in order to save precious seconds. Believe me, the challenge gets very close at the end. And third disclaimer. All trademarks cited in this video are the property of their respective owners. I am in no way endorsed, approved by, or otherwise affiliated with the owners of such trademarks. End legal quote. Okay, let's start the challenge. So here's what I've done in terms of preparations. This is my workspace, stripped down to its bare minimum required for me to complete this challenge. I have placed each logo on a separate page in the document with the page numbers visible here below in alphabetical order. The first logo is obviously Adidas, and this is the easiest one for me to redraw, so it's a nice sort of warm-up for the more challenging ones ahead. I have placed a large desaturated version of the logo in the center of my layout and a smaller copy in original color on the bottom right corner. I will be using the large version to trace the object and the small version to copy and duplicate the colors. It's just a setup to help me speed things up a bit. The main tools that I will be using in this challenge are the object tools located in the left side of my layout there, rectangle, circle and others, the shape tools which appear when I select 2 or more objects at the top side of my layout there, the transform tools located on the right side of my layout there, and the eyedropper tool which is used to select and copy colors. One final note, since I will be working as fast as I can, I won't be describing everything that I do in detail, but rather just trying to capture the essentials. In my future videos, I will be much more thorough and going step by step all the way. So let's begin the challenge. So the first logo, Adidas. This is a simple logo based on rectangles. So I'm going to create a rectangle, a large, long one, rotate it to 30 degrees to match the tilt of the logo design, adjust it into place, then create a copy, move it lower, and create a second copy and move it even lower. So to create one shape out of the three, I will weld, use the weld tool, and then to trim off the excess, I will use the trim tool. Basically, these are the main tools that I will be using by creating simple shapes such as rectangles or ellipses, and then using the shape tools, which are weld, trim, and sometimes intersect. I can create complex objects like I will explain now. So the second logo, the Adobe logo, made the base of the logo, which is a rectangle, and create another rectangle, longer, tilt it to match the shape of the letter, then creating a copy by mirroring it horizontally, so the other side of the letter, moving that into place, making small adjustments. So basically here I'm creating the letter A out of 3 rectangles, which I will then weld. To weld means to unite 2 or more shapes into one single shape, and then I will use that shape to trim the base rectangle to end up with the design. So here I have made the 3 shapes, made just small adjustments there because I was in a hurry. Select them all, clicking weld, and then the resulting shape I am trimming from the base shape and ending up with the logo as you can see here. So using weld and trim, you can create all kinds of shapes very easily. Third, the Apple logo. Here I'm starting with the rectangle, but I'm converting it to curves in order to add more nodes. Nodes are these points from which I can manipulate the shape. By clicking on a line, I can right-clicking on a line, I can convert it into a curve, as you can see here, and then make straight shapes in curved ones. And the nodes, you can see that they have those handles, and using those handles you can manipulate the exact way in which the curves look. You have the option to smooth the nodes, which basically just means smoothing out all of your nodes so that the shapes look perfect. So just by using those nodes and those handles, you can create all sorts of shapes. Again, I've made half an apple and now made the copy by mirroring it horizontally. Now I'm welding the 2 halves together to create one shape. Here I'm just making minor adjustments to make sure it's perfect, and once I have the one shape, I'm creating a circle to trim the missing part of the Apple logo by using the circle. So selecting both objects, accidentally I click weld, but trim, you see now I've trimmed. And now I've created a second circle, and using the third tool, intersect, I'm creating the shape of the leaf. Intersect means when you have 2 objects and you click intersect, that creates a third object, which is the object from where those previous 2 objects interlap. You've seen it clearly here in the creation of the leaf. Sorry. So that's the Apple logo. Next, the Beats logo. Starting with a circle, making another smaller circle and the third circle. Now here I will be creating the letter B by welding a rectangle with a circle very easily. You can see I'm creating the rectangle and then selecting the rectangle and circle and welding them together, then trimming from the larger circle to end up with our shape. Just using the eyedrop tool to take the color, and the logo is complete. Next, the BMW logo. Again, starting with a circle, making a smaller copy, trimming to end up with this donut shape, making an even smaller copy, then creating a pie shape to have that quarter of a circle, making a copy by mirroring it both horizontally and vertically, welding the two shapes together, which is the blue part of the logo, and then the black part, removing the outlines, and it's done. Next, the Coco Chanel logo. I will be doing this using only the outline, not actual objects. So I've created that circle, as you can see there. Now that's the arc tool that makes an arc, which is an incomplete circle, as you see here, matching the shape of the letter C, and then just increasing the width of my outline to match that of the logo, and creating a copy in mirrored horizontally, moving it into place, and that's it. Next, the Chrome logo, again starting with a circle, trimming to create the donut shape as before, and making a smaller circle. Here I will be using a new object tool, which is called the Bezier tool. Not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but this is the one where you click and create an odd shape object by clicking. You have to create a full object and then intersecting with the donut shape. See, creating that to create the three sides of the Google Chrome logo. So I'm creating that shape, intersecting with the donut shape, and the result is an object exactly the shape that I want. Then just using the eyedropper tool, selecting the different colors from the sides of the Google Chrome logo, putting them all in place, selecting everything, removing the outline from top there, and the logo is complete. Next, the Cisco logo. Here I'm starting with a rectangle and using the rounded edge features, making them round, and then just making copies and adjusting their size to match the logo. A quick way to make copies in Corel Draw is to select an object, drag it by having the left mouse button pushed down, and then when you want to make a copy, just click the right mouse button and it automatically makes a copy in that spot. So that's how I'm making these copies quickly. Just have all the shapes, weld them together into one, and put the color in place, remove the outline, and it's done. Next, the Instagram logo, starting again with a rectangle and the rounded edge feature, making the edges round, creating a copy, smaller copy, adjusting the roundness of the edges, and then trimming the larger one. And the same with the circle, making a large circle and then a smaller copy, trimming to end up with a donut shape, and finally the flash, which is a circle. So I have three shapes. I will weld them together and then add the color gradient. Now for this video I have pre-selected the colors of the Instagram logo, but you can easily do that with the eyedropper tool and just place them on the gradient. Adjust the angle of the gradient, remove the outline, and the logo is done. Finally, the LG logo again starts with a circle. Make a smaller copy and another one, again to trim to end up with a donut shape. And now I'm making also a rectangle and trimming to end up with the arc shape, so incomplete circle, as you can see there. Then using that rectangle to create the letter L, adjusting the size, making a copy, rotating it 90 degrees, aligning left and bottom. These are all shortcuts that I will explain in future videos. And using a copy of the rectangle to make the letter G there in place. And finally a circle for the eye. Now I will weld all these different shapes together to create one shape and then trim the main large circle to end up with the final logo. Simple, just one color, no other objects. Since I seem to have 50 seconds left, I will quickly try to make the next logo from my next video, which is the McDonald's logo. So I will try to recreate these arches very quickly using the ellipse tool. The circle tool is actually called the ellipse tool. So dragging to create the shape, then creating a copy, again trimming to end up with the donut shape, creating a rectangle to trim the excess, and trimming the excess there. And I have 5 seconds left. I won't complete it, but I will almost complete it. Create a mirrored horizontally. Timer expired, but there you go. Well, the shape, I made a little bit of a mistake. I've trimmed too much from the sides of the logo, but overall this is the bonus logo, the 11th. So this is what I've managed to do in 10 minutes. So that's it for my video. Thank you for watching, and I apologize if things are still a little rough around here. This is actually my son's microphone from his karaoke game, but I promise to get better kit for my future videos. If you have any suggestions or ideas of logos that you'd like to see me redraw, please let me know in the comments, and I will try to come up with interesting challenges using your suggestions. I have lots of ideas for future challenges, and not just against the clock, so if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the bell icon to get notifications. I promise you will learn some stuff in my future videos as well. So until next time, this is Sergio, the countdown drawer, slowly fading to black. Bye!